All right. Shalom Yashala. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Waharakak Wadash Brakathum. I like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam pushing its truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Aquat that they're listening. What I like to get into is this this rise of Jacob's trouble. It's finally now Jake is finally seeing it. But for those who still are naysayers and so forth, man, you know, keep living. Keep living. Like Elder Yashawamba always says, man, keep living. And you're gonna see how how the Lord is truly rocking, man. Because if you don't know that Jacob's trouble is now a mirror to Jake's face, you gonna be in for a rude awakening, man. Everything that's happening now, of course, you got your psyops and so forth, but there's real live stuff going on, man. These judgments, okay, these that raid that and the immigration raid from ICE, that was real eye opening, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, that was predominantly a Southern Kingdom neighborhood, so-called Negroes, and of course, you had some Northern Kingdom in there. Supposedly they was looking for gang members, but what? They dragging out Southern Kingdom, man. And Eve is about to speak on it. I got an excerpt from the news. When they did that the other night. So I'm gonna let this clip play. Then I'm gonna get some scriptures.
I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human? One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Watson says budget trucks and military-style vans were used to separate parents from their children. Other neighbors say they saw agents destroying property to get in the building.
And they had a big 15-inch chainsaw with a round blade on it, cutting this fence down. We're under siege. We're being invaded by our own military.
The FBI did confirm this morning that they did help the U.S. Border Patrol carry out a targeted immigration enforcement operation in this area, and they say they have been supporting these efforts at the direction of the U.S. Attorney General.
And it's only gonna continue to intensify, man. And call Halal Yah Bashim Yashah for that. I say that because, we're almost out of here, man. There's nothing to revive. There's nothing to live through. There's nothing else to see here, man. Okay? The jig is up. Okay? E's been found out. 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. And the elect is going to be delivered. Okay? And prophecy will continue. Okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 30. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, Thus speaketh Yahweh, power of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. Okay, we're gonna, Salakia. Boy, E is something else. I got the phone on airplane mode, and it simply picked up on something else. Oh man, technology. Let me read that last part. Verse 3. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. Okay, now we're not putting that land right now, but this is still talking about what a future prophecy, man. Because for one, there's no new thing under the sun. Okay, So yeah, after this, Babylonian captivity, we were able to go back to our land and so forth. But this is more so, this is aiming towards now, man. And I'm going to keep repeating it, okay? There's no new thing under the sun, okay? Verse 4, and these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, okay? Israel being what? The northern kingdom. Judah being what? The southern kingdom, okay? Verse 5, for thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Okay? So it's, basically saying, can a man have a child? Nah. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail? Basically being in the mindset of a woman, man, the actions, things are being shaken up, man. And the Most High is going to take it there, man. Okay? And all faces are turned into paleness. And that paleness is what? That fright. You're frightened. Of course, I'd be frightened, And of course that a lot of that's gonna happen to, some of us. They're gonna break in homes and so forth. But you know what? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the Lord, and it's gonna state that later on, hey, the Lord is still going to look out for his people, man. Okay? We're so, Jake's mind is so far gone, which it was intended to be that way, because we have a choice in the matter, bro. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you either gonna be on the right side of history or not. Jake is really like siding with Babylon. And because why? Because a lot of Jake is being delusional, lying to themselves. And when the apostles and bishops and elders was telling Jake, Esau, aka the white man, is the goddamn devil. He's gonna come down hard on you, man. Nah, y'all prejudiced. Nah, y'all racist. Every time Jake comes by the camps, looks at the 12 tribe chart, where the white people at? Well, guess what? Now you get to see white people with badges and shiesty masks. Okay, shiesty masks. Okay, those covering, the head coverings and whatnot, to hide their identity. Now you get to see, Jake, coming up in them trucks now. Okay. Before you, Jake always scoffed at the word of the Lord. Now you got a deal, man. Verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail. And all faces are turned into paleness. That's that what? That's that frightening. That fright that they are seeing. Like that last Jake that was showing that older gentleman. He was like, hey, we're under siege, man. By our own government. Yeah. Get used to it. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? And that's what? That's what's upon us right now. And apostles, bishops, and elders been telling Jake that. The scriptures, first and foremost. The Lord set it up to where, hey, I'm going to have, my men deliver this message, And whoever those men may be throughout GMS, hey, it is what it is, bro. We're not doing this for popularity or because we bored. Hey, we doing this because it is our It is our duty to do this, man. To preach. Woe unto me if I preach not the gospel, man. Okay? Let me read that last part again. So that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You see that? So Jake is going to be what? Put through the fire, but guess what? The elect is going to be saved out of it, man. Okay? And that's the thing. Jake don't want to be in the thick of nothing. Like, hey, and I'm gonna say this again. You gotta, you got a choice. You either gonna be on the wrong side of history or the right side of history, man. Because like I'm gonna continue to say, man, Jake's mind is so jacked up, and when I say it's intended that way, because it was Salaki, not intended that way. Well, it became intentional because what? Jake didn't want to adhere to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Okay, no, we're not the lost 12 tribes for nothing. Okay, so Jake is lost out here. Okay, because what? Because once, like I always like to reiterate, it is due, to the sake of for the sake of prophecy. Okay, so Jake is out here just lost, don't know what the hell is going on. But guess what? The spirit has it to where Jake is shaping up, just like the Apostle Rakai says, man. Everybody wants to be Malcolm X and Fred Hampton now. When we told y'all Esau, the so-called white man, is the goddamn devil, These other nations been saying the same thing. We've been saying the same thing. Now Jake is getting it. But guess what? You're getting it twofold now, because now you get to get it in Jacob's trouble. For all you stiff-neck ass niggas out there, man. And that goes to you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native Americans. Okay? I'm talking about the Caribbeans. I'm talking about wherever. Hey, if you a so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, I'm referring to y'all as niggas, and I'm talking about 2/3 of our people who aren't adhering to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Now, those of us who know and who are doing the will of the Heavenly Father, hey, Shalom, okay, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, Barakatham, to the Akyam and Akwathim, okay. But as for the rest of y'all, man, 2/3 of our people, now you starting to see. So it will behoove you, if you know you're an Israelite, to get in the good graces of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Those men you see on the highways and byways, men who are bringing forth the message of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua with 100% truth. Okay. Verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break this yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Okay? So the Lord is still dealing, man. And Jake don't even deserve it, man. Just to keep it a book, We're almost up out of here, Akyam and Akwath. We're almost out of here, man. This captivity, is almost up. And for the naysayers, you weren't slaves, this and that. People have no understanding of reincarnation, and people don't know, like, if you're so goddamn sovereign, bro, stop paying taxes, bro. Don't get no passport. You make the rules. We're going to see how goddamn sovereign you are as well. Because a lot of Jake also has become very proud. You got your little 401k, you making your 6 figures, got your 2 whips, got your 3 to 5 bedroom house, even 6, living in a gated community. This is for Jake in the know and not of the know. Okay. But you've become very proud. Got your little savings up and so forth. But hey, the Lord, but as we see, is not the Lord wiping all that away right now? With this whole inflation thing? How he's put the spirit on Trump and the rest of his administration in different sectors to start slashing even more jobs. I mean, think about it, man. We're in a society where eggs or the was the topic of discussion, bro. The price of eggs was the topic of discussion just a few years back, bro. And you really don't think Jacob's trouble is coming, bro? It's a buildup. And yeah, and to an extent, yeah, we've always, been in Jacob's trouble. Way this Jacob's trouble about to be different, as you can see. We haven't seen nothing like this. When you usually see a raid, it's usually for what? For a legal activity. A lot of these Jake was sleep, getting ready for the next day. But what? Jake getting pulled out in their drawers, babies being apprehended, parents being separated from their children, So yeah, the Lord moving, bro, and it's only going to intensify. Okay, verse 9. But they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Okay, so the Lord is gonna deliver the elect. Okay, 2/3 of our people are gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, that's why there's no blood on my hands, the apostles, bishops, and elders. Why? Because we've told our people, hey, this is what the Lord wants. This is how the Lord needs it to be. Okay? We've been given great instructions from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay? His prophets. Okay? And the greatest prophet of all, who? Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. The Most High's only begotten son then told you the skinny, man. Our Lord and Savior then told you the skinny, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. But Jake still want to be out here playing games. Cool. Keep playing. Verse 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh. Neither be dismayed, O Israel. Okay, talking to both of the kingdoms, man. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from thy land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. That's coming. And we're already here, man. So that's coming. It is just something to really just ponder on, man, and to meditate over, man, because this ain't it. And it's good as happening, because ain't nothing like, hey, getting to the end of ass whooping. And everybody knows, if you've been disciplined as a child, everybody knows how that goes. Like, oh man, when is dad gonna stop? When is mom gonna stop? When your ass getting worn, you getting worn out. The saints are worn out. When your pops or your mom slow down a little, you're like, man, just like, whew. That's how we feel, man. This ass whooping is almost up, but you got a lot of Jake who's put so much stake here, man. They don't mind continuing to get their ass beat. Verse 11. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations whither I have scattered thee, which furthermore proves, vocab, that all Israelites aren't going to come looking like myself. Okay? My name is Qadar Al-Aratazah, okay? I'm a dark-hued man. Everybody's not going to come looking like John Shaft, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan. When he told them that, on which, to hell with them, but everybody isn't going to come jet black, okay? For one, we're not black, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Everybody's not going to come looking like that. That's why it's the Southern and Northern Kingdom, man. So-called Latinos and Native Americans. Okay? So you're going to have Jake looking like vocab. You're going to have Jake looking like Larry Bird, okay? You're going to have Jake looking like John Travolta. You're going to have Jake looking like what's another good example? Axl Rose. You're gonna have a lot of Israelites looking like they're from other nations, but they're going to be Israelites. Okay, and that's beautiful. You know, the Lord has it all set up, man. Let me reread that again. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee. So Jake is scattered amongst the nations, man. Okay? And guess what? They're going to be catching hell too. You know? And if you an Edomite on this side, I'm going to say this. If you an Edomite and haven't done anything for yourself, you're a two-time loser. Okay? But if it seems like someone just, that spirit, when you like, damn, like why they catching so much hell? Either they are incompetent Edomite or they well may be a Israelite. They just happen to look like they come from another nation, man. So I really wanted to expound on that because that's a key part. Okay. Now, even in that clip, we knew what it was Southern Northern Kingdom, but guess what? It's other Southern and Northern Kingdom Israelites who didn't look like Eve on the video, which that thumbnail may show up on the video afterwards. A lot of women they're not gonna look like that particular Eve. A lot of Southern Kingdom women are not gonna look like that Eve who was first speaking. Guess what? The Northern Kingdom women, a lot of them aren't going to look like Jennifer Lopez. We can never stop expounding on that and call halal Yahbashim Yashah for that. Okay, but I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. The Lord's going to rock with us. He's going to save us out of it. Okay, the elect. But you still got to go through the fire. Okay? You still have to go through the fire, man. Okay? And this with itself is just a whole beautiful chapter, man. Okay, the return from captivity promised. Okay? We're almost out of here, but hey, that Jacob's trouble, is gearing up. Okay, that Jacob's trouble is gearing up. Okay? And this is just going into future prophecy, man. And guess what? We're here. We are here. As hard as that is for people to accept, so be it. And I'm going to finish off on this. Okay. This always, something I noticed, this, I'll never forget, this always stings. This always stings people who know that, so like that are familiar, with the doctrine that, their spirit is just not gonna get it, bro. You just don't get it. Okay. And I say that because I'll never forget there was a, someone who appeared to be a Ishmaelite and that guy himself or Salakia. Yeah. I believe he was Ishmael. I believe he was Ishmael. This was years ago. We was on the highways and byways. And he was like, no. He's like, the black man is an Israelite, but not the Latinos and Native Americans. And that spirit he was in, he may have very well been a Jake. He may very well been from the Southern Kingdom, because he was very adamant about that. No, the black men are the Israelites. Y'all the children of God, bro. But he would not give the Northern Kingdom an inch. I'll never forget that. And to this day, that plays like that happened yesterday in my mind. And he was just very adamant about that. He would not give the Northern Kingdom an inch. But it's not up to y'all to give them an inch, okay? It's up to Yahweh Bashim Yashah, okay? Yahweh, okay? This is his movie. Okay, this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Did that not happen the other night in Chicago? And has that not happened in the time of history? Okay. Just look at your Native Americans. Okay. Look at your Latinos. Okay. Look at the Caribbeans. Look at your Negroes. Okay. Look at your so-called Jamaicans, your so-called Haitians, your so-called Puerto Ricans. Okay. You so-called Uruguayans, you so-called Dominicans, you so-called Brazilians, you so-called Mexicans, you so-called Indians. Okay. That is talking about the Israel being who? The northern kingdom. Judah being who? The southern kingdom. Where we not been oppressed together, man? You know? And Abaratazah, the point has been made, and Abaratazah, this has also been edifying for the body. So with that, once again, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Waha Rakakodash Brakatham. And once again, I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Achaeon, pushing truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Aquath out there listening. Shalom.